Good evening. It's a nice evening here, calm. It's overcast at the moment, but it's cool. The temperature is down to 60 degrees, around 15 Celsius. And as you can see, there aren't a whole lot of moths on the sheet tonight. No issue with the midges, just a lack of moths, it seems. So it might be a short stream tonight. We'll see. I see, of course, Ginger and Alyssa are here. Thank you so much. Kim is here. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Robin. Hello, Robin. It's three nights in a row, Robin. Great to have you along. Pink underwing would be nice to have again. There's another really large one, about the same size. I think it's actually a bit larger than the pink underwing. It has pretty much the same pattern, except that the pink is replaced with white. It's got bold white and black and white stripes on the underwing. It's called the white underwing. That's one of the commonest underwings of late summer. Hi, Chloe and JB. Thanks for being here. Oh, I see a new name change. JB-CB's Bird Sanctuary. Okay. I was thinking we had somebody new there. And there's Mr. Dan, the time sink. Hi, Dan. Glad you can take an hour off your kitchen duties and sit back and relax. Hopefully the girls are there with you. Good evening, Ryan. Hope you got my comment in your video about some of the IDs. I'll get the rest of them shortly. Sorry, I didn't get it finished today. Hello, Christian in Germany. Welcome. Nice to have you. Nice to have you along at, what is it, 3:30 in the morning? Great to see you, Christian. Thank you. And Tigress in Scotland. Hello, Tigress. Nice to see you. It's only 2:30 in the morning in Scotland. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone. I've got the light turned on. Let's move in and see who's here tonight. Oh, we'll start up here. This is a new one for the stream. Hi, Tigress. Yeah, it's pretty late. This is called a white marked tussock. White marked tussock. It's got nice big feathery antenna, almost like the gypsy moth does. These are pretty common in late summer, especially starting now in mid-August, from now till October. White marked tussock moth. Did I jinx somebody? Oh, Alyssa, I see that. Looks similar to the gypsy moth, yep. And we'll just go down here. I see we have a common gluphisia down here. Also has nice big feathery antenna. A couple of reticulated fruitworm moths here. They're about 13, 14 millimeters long. Flame-shouldered dart. Always count on this species, if nothing else. This one's getting warmed up, getting ready for flight. Away he goes. You see they have almost white underwings. And speaking of gypsy moths, here's one right here. Nice male gypsy moth. Male. This is a male. It's got the big feathery antenna. They're just not showing so well. He's kind of holding them down against his wings. I recall the females of gypsy moths are almost white. Very different looking moth. Small caddisfly up here. Some species of caddisfly. It's a pattern we've seen a few times, including last night there was one just like this. Very long antenna. Here's a plant bug of some kind, kind of green and black, green and dark brown. They're in the family Miridae, M-I-R-I-D-A-E. A lot of species of plant bugs. Oh. Sounds like there was a bit of a fight there. I don't know if it was raccoons or porcupines. I thought it was just the car going by, but the sound continued after the car went by. There's a nice little micro moth up here. Certainly one we haven't seen on the stream in the genus Dichomeris, but I don't know what species it is. Dichomeris, D-I-C-H-O-M-E-R-I-S, Dichomeris. And that's it, Alyssa. Thank you. Not sure what that is. It's kind of worn. Maybe Olithrutes. Yeah, the Dichomeris is up here now. Pretty distinctive pattern on the wings, so we can probably get an idea on it. Very small. It's about 10 millimeters long. This is well, I'm not sure. I was going to say it's a codling moth, but yeah, I think it is. It's a codling moth. We see almost every night. And another common gluphisia up here. Reticulated fruitworm moth. There's a Baltimore snout. I hear some warblers going over. Warblers, when they're migrating at night, which is when they do migrate, is at night, they have a sort of a contact note to keep in touch with other warblers around them that they give, and it's a note that they otherwise never give. They don't give it during the nesting season. They don't give it on the ground or when they're flying around looking for food. It's just at night in the dark when they're migrating, and it's usually just a single note, very high pitched, but all the species have a slightly different pitch or tone to them, and quite a few experts around North America can tell all of the North American warblers just by their nocturnal flight calls. These are white-banded toothed carpets. And we've got a nice crane fly down here with an interesting pattern in its wings. See if I can zoom in a bit more. You can see those little calipers again. As crane flies are in the order Diptera, which are the flies. Diptera means two wings. So flies have two wings instead of four, like many insects have. And on most flies, as a counter, sort of a bit of a counterweight to the forewings, instead of having hind wings, they have these little calipers. And you'll see there, it's just a little stem with kind of like a bulb on the end, on either side. Very nice pattern in the wings. And here's a plume moth here. These moths always kind of roll their wings up when they're perched so that their wings are very narrow. And they're always shaped like the letter T. Ginger saw one last night on her screen door. I remember seeing these before I knew anything about insects, and didn't know they were moths. Here's another crane fly, a different species here. This one doesn't have much pattern in the wings at all. Also has the calipers. Looks like the same plant bug, same species anyway, that we were looking at earlier. I see sigmoid prominent has arrived. Sigmoid prominent, see if we can get better light on the other side maybe. Yeah, that's what they look like. Cigar moth. Oh. I was trying to zoom back out again. Here we go. There we are. These sigmoid prominents always have their abdomen sticking out beyond the wingtips, pointing upwards. All right. There's a pale beauty up here. One that we've seen a few times now. It's a very pale greenish color with two distinct lines. Pale beauty. Here's our plume moth with a white banded toothed carpet beside it. Crane fly has an interesting head. Sorry. Two bulging eyes. Some palp sticking out in front. A couple of very small antennae. And we'll take a look over here on the shingles. I see a dark spotted palthus right here. Dark spotted palthus. They hold their front legs. I think it's the front legs they're holding in front of their head. Or perhaps they're palps. Anyway, you can see the dark spot in the wings. Very unique shape. Good evening, Mary. Nice to see you. We're just looking at a dark spotted palthus, Mary. We're marking on its interesting shape. You can see where the eyes are. The eyes are dark. And then you have those long palps sticking out in front. Yeah, Mary, we've missed you too. This is our third night in a row of streaming after missing 5 or 6 nights for a variety of reasons, mostly weather related, or too many midges. It's a white banded tooth carpet hiding under there. Another caddisfly here on the sheet. Oh, good. Glad to hear everything's fine now, Mary. This is a leaf roller of some kind. I think it could be the broken line leaf roller. Tentatively, we'll call it that. This here small, somewhat nondescript moth. It's called double-banded scoparia. It's actually a new moth for us. I've seen a few when we've been streaming, but just never bothered to look at one because they're so small. Double-banded scoparia. Scoparia, S-C-O-P-A-R-I-A, scoparia. Newbie. That's it, Alyssa? Perfect. Thank you. Up here, our old friend, the sweet fern geometer. And remember, sweet fern is not a fern. It's a regular old vascular plant. And Has very, very aromatic leaves and makes wonderful tea when the leaves are dried. And sweet fern is host to a ton of different insects that larval forms feed on sweet fern, especially moths. But I think there might be a butterfly or two that also feeds on sweet fern. And some flies. For any newcomers that didn't see it earlier. And our gypsy moth. And Baltimore snout. And oh yeah, we looked at this one earlier. I'm not sure what that is. The one on top there is the buff-tipped Epinodia. The head is on the left. The head is also buffy, but the wingtips are buffy. Pretty quiet night. There's I don't see any leafhoppers on the sheet or beetles of any kind. Here's a new one for us, if it'll stay put for a second. Darn. Down again. This moth feeds on asters, which are flowering here now. Blue asters. We have many different species of asters. This is the spotted grass moth. That one that wouldn't cooperate for us, oh, I think it's still here. Yeah, it's up here now. Oh. I'm just trying to remember the name. I think it's called the Aster eucosma. Eucosma is E-U-C-O-S-M-A. Eucosma, aster, like the flower. And down here, this is the wormwood pug. We've seen this a few times. Wormwood is a very common introduced plant in this area. I have lots in the yard here. Baltimore snout again. This is a micromoth that I don't recognize. I think it's in the genus Acrobasis, but I'm not sure what species this is. Acrobasis, right, Ginger? Perfect, thank you. Oh, I've got a spider walking up my glasses. Sorry if that picture freaked anyone out. It didn't bother me in the least. I'm so accustomed to spiders. Don't recognize what this is. I think it's worn. At least that's what I usually say when I can't figure something out. Not much pattern on it. It's a couple of dark dots in the center of each wing, but it is quite worn. I think it's missing a lot of scales on the wings, and there's some hairs missing from the thorax. Our Miss Nita is barking away in there again. Oh, here's a beautiful bristly cutworm. I had to think for a moment. Bristly cutworm, nice fresh one, showing the green highlights. It is a beautiful shade of green, isn't it? Pistachio. Yeah, I would say it's probably emerged today. It's very, very fresh. Take a quick look. The white-marked tussock moth is still here. First moth we looked at tonight. This one is actually quite worn. A bit bedraggled looking, so it's been flying for a while. Most moths live around, well, somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks is the normal lifespan for an average size moth. Ooh, a great horned owl calling. This is a sharp-angled carpet moth. There, great horned owl just called again. If anyone has headphones on, they might have a chance of hearing it. And their call is ooh, 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 ooh. The owl called again, but further away, or he turned his head. Or sometimes, when you imitate an owl, it'll actually fly in right away, very close, and call very, very softly. So you think they're far away, but they're actually in the tree right beside you. I've had that happen to me more than once. Let's do that. A lot of songbirds do that as well. to imitate them or play a recording of their calls. Often their reaction is to immediately fly in really close to where roughly where they think the sound was coming from, and do a very, very soft rendition of their song, very low in volume, to try to trigger the other bird to call again, and make it easier for the guy coming in to locate the intruder. I hope the great horned owl isn't disturbing our one remaining osprey from our nest. Well, I'm looking around to see if there's anything I've overlooked. This is the caddisfly, looking straight down upon it. We're just seeing its back. There, I'll turn a little better view of the caddisfly from the side. Reticulated fruitworm moth walking by. Here's the Aster eucosma is here. Oh no, this isn't Aster eucosma. This isn't, I don't think this is the same one we saw earlier, but it could be. Maybe I got tricked. This is called the similar eucosma. I'm serious, that's the name of it, similar. There's another species that looks like it called the triangle-backed eucosma, but this one is a similar. Weird name. Yep. It's got a nice big wide V on the side that actually connects at the top. Same pattern on the other side. Did I miss an ugly nest caterpillar moth? I just noticed Alyssa wrote ugly nest. Oh, there's a thrush that just called. It was pretty loud, so some of you may have heard it. I think it was a veery, V-E-E-R-Y, veery, which is a type of thrush. Chloe, heard that? JB? Okay, just talking. Gotcha. Ginger, heard that? Kim? Great. First real strong cold front that goes through in the next 2 or 3 weeks will probably trigger a massive migration. Usually it happens somewhere in the last week of August, the first real huge migration. When you have a very strong cold front going through and strong northwest winds come in behind it and cold air, it will trigger a huge southward migration. And if you're out at night, it can be just amazing how many warblers and thrushes and virioles and flycatchers and things are calling in the sky overhead all night long, pretty much. Who's up here? Oh, this is a new one for us. This is the Eastern Panthera. It's closely related to the black zigzag that we see a lot of, but it's not as dark, it's different markings. Eastern Panthera. That's it, Alyssa. Perfect. Very nice. Actually saw one of these one night when we were streaming, but I don't think I was able to get it on the camera. Chloe, that's at least 4, if not 5 newbies tonight. Here's a lesser maple spanworm, this white one here, mostly white. See the dark spots along the leading edge on top. Doesn't want to settle down, open its wings. Crane moth over here. This one has the same head shape as the earlier one we looked at, with the big bulging eyes and palp sticking out in front, and 2 very relatively small antennae. Should be able to see the calipers too, just underneath the base of the wings, of the forewings there. On each side you'll see a caliper sticking out, which replaces the hind wings on Diptera, the true flies. This was the one we looked at closely earlier, same head shape. This is a different species of crane fly. The same head shape pretty much, and the calipers once again. Beautiful patterning in the wings. Our plume moth is still here. I'm not positive, but I think this might be the artichoke plume moth. That's what this pattern is saying to me. Just heard a couple of great blue herons calling. And one final search here on the shingles. Dark spotted Palthus is still here. Canada goose calling. Oh. Give me a second here, our light's gone off. Okay, I think we're back in business. About to wrap up anyway. I think we've seen pretty much everything on the sheet. No big surprises tonight. No underwings. No sphinx moths. But it is pretty cold. I think Joe was telling us that the predicted low here tonight is 50 degrees. 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit, which probably would be the lowest temperature we've seen since the middle of June. It's predicted to be even lower. I think our high is 40 Fahrenheit, which is really very low for August, even for late August. All right, I think we'll call it a night. Nita's barking away in there. So thank you, everyone. Really appreciate the great attendance tonight. I think we had 15 or 16 people here at one time, and we still have a dozen. I don't know if those are real numbers or if YouTube is just playing with my head or what's going on here, but anyway, thanks. Alyssa and Ginger, great job again as always. We'll see you tomorrow. Chloe and JB, you're the best. Thanks again. Kim, your screen said 17. Wow. Thanks for being here, Kim. Really appreciate it. Dan, all the best to you. Have a great night. Say hi to the girls. All the girls at your house. Thanks, Ryan. I'll finish off those IDs for you. Or if there's only a few that you are having trouble with, just send me the, well, I guess you can't. Yeah, you could just make a comment after the stream here. Make a comment in this stream. I'm trying to think. I know you've got a couple of dragonflies that still need to be ID'd. The one that's gray, solid gray blue is called the slaty skimmer. And the red one with the pale face, I believe is called the white-faced meadowhawk. So you can add those to your IDs, but I'll send you a final list tomorrow. Tigress, you're still here. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and come and join us anytime you can't sleep. Good night, Mary. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I'll say good night to Nita. Robin, thanks. Thanks so much. Glad you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Still only 7:30 in Seattle. And anyone else I overlooked, I'm very sorry. I think Christiane was here earlier, but he's probably fallen asleep, considering it's 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning in Germany. Good night, everyone. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.